Um, Back in the day, when I left the Giuliani administration after the first term, I actually started a company raising venture capital for internet startups. That was a go-go era, and it was so much easier. You know, it just was. You look back on that, and you realize people were throwing money, and just if it was a .com, you know the drill. It just was amazing. So things are a lot leaner, and I don't need to reiterate that. I think everybody in this room is probably infinitely aware of their situation and others. Coming here today, have you almost had a head-on collision driving your car? If you had one of those, pretty, just like shocking out of the blue, bang. I pulled over, just really kind of nervous and thought, do I just go back? I don't know what to do. Or no, actually, let me just go on. Let me get here and speak to you all this morning. And I'm going to use that as a metaphor because that's where a lot of companies are right now. They're almost at a head-on collision. They don't know it. They have issues that are continuing. Tomorrow's the first day of fall. Summertime has passed. The year is going by. What is it that's occurring in your company that just you can't get over? Or maybe you know somebody that's in business and industry where it's employee training, it's leaning out, it's green sustainability issues, it's certainly strategic planning, it's product development, redesign. I can go on. That's the commercial component of what we do. But I'd like to just point out that if there are some things that are annoying you, please give us a call. My cards are on the back table, so feel free to grab them. Let's have a conversation. Email me. Let's put you in touch. Let's try to find a solution. Let's do what we can do to assist you. Look at our website, which is, of course, hvtdc.org. Again, you'll see that on my cards over there. And let's see what we can do to assist. I want to point out one very interesting thing that we just learned in a meeting yesterday at the office. Is one of our staff members, Kristen DiClementi, who works on green sustainability in very comprehensive ways with our corporate clients, has on the side taken a great interest in developing an educational course for kids, for elementary age children. And she's had some success. She's done a presentation with a school, has a couple of other schools involved. It's a very interesting, in-depth course. So look at our website. If you know someone who might be interested in such a curriculum, her contact information is on the website, and it would be very worthwhile to give her a call and talk about it. But again, I won't take up any more time. By all means, grab a card, give me a call, email me, let's talk, and I look forward to speaking with each one of you. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm on. Whew. This is how I stay so slim and svelte. I run around here like an idiot. This is great. I'd like to bring on stage Kevin Creamer. It looks like representing Net Zero. He's wearing a tie. This is worth a round of applause. Believe you me. Net Zero is a rising star company here in the Hudson Valley. They are involved in a very necessary and evolving niche in alternative energy, meaning the storage of energy. Recently, Net Zero, Kevin and Todd, raise your hand, Todd, presented at the New Energy Symposium down in Manhattan. And we're stacked against some pretty stiff national competition. And I think they did extraordinarily well for themselves. So here to tell you about Net Zero, to tell you about their products, their direction, and where they're going is Kevin Creamer.
I want you to imagine not paying for fossil fuels anymore. I want you to imagine not paying an oil bill or a gas bill or a propane bill. Most of us heat our house with fossil fuel or oil? What would it mean if you could save that monthly nut and put it in your pocket? With that said, we've developed a product called ThermoVault. It's a high energy density thermal device. To preface the rest of the slides, when you buy a gallon of oil, you are buying 140,000 BTUs. That 140,000 BTUs heats your house. 1 gallon equals 140,000 BTUs. We got into the solar business a few years ago. We started in 2007, and through that, by our other sister company, Sunshine Solar, we've been selling a lot of PV and solar thermal, the generic way you see it out there now. We take it, we put it on the roof, it generates electricity, and it offsets their bill. We've been moving PV since 2009, and we've been fairly successful at it. Knowing that we had a product like ThermoVault and knowing that we're already working 80 hours a week with Sunshine Solar, we knew we had to put together a team. So we went out and we did that. And you can see by some of these names up here, we put together a world-class team. With the help of Steve Young, Les, and John, we've got a good team behind us. They've given us dividends already. They pointed us in the right direction. And thanks to Les and the HVCFI, they put us down in Manhattan, and that has been growing legs already. Good team behind this project. What is it? Let's remember one thing. All of us have one of those tanks in your basement. We all have one of those. One of those tanks holds 75,000 BTUs. All right? A gallon of oil will give you 140,000 BTUs. But one of those tanks will only hold 75,000 BTUs. So what does this say? It says that you could have 15 of these water tanks at 75,000 BTUs stored in 1 or 2 ThermoVaults. Okay? What does this mean? It is designed for the residential and small commercial. ThermoVault can feed all and satisfy all of your domestic hot water needs. ThermoVault could solve your space heating needs. ThermoVault can make your legacy system, the boiler that you have now, run more efficient. If you add solar thermal to ThermoVault, you are actually getting BTUs off the roof and storing it in ThermoVault. That one rack of tubes will give you 30,000 BTUs. If you had 10 racks on the roof, you would have 300,000 BTUs. Wrong presentation. You could also take ThermoVault and make it scalable. You could take it and insert it in the foundation of your house. You could take it and make it portable. Store the heat, those BTUs, in ThermoVault, 1,000,000 BTUs in one ThermoVault. Take it from Arizona, move it to Montana, and use the heat up there. How does it do it? ThermoVault is not filled up with water. ThermoVault is filled up with what they call a phase change material. How does it work? Imagine that candle that you have on the dining room table. You light it, you see a big pool of wax, puddle, you blow out the flame, and that little pool of wax stays there. 5 minutes later, you stick your finger in it, it's still hot. Wax, or paraffin, is a phase change material. What is happening when it goes from solid to molten, it's absorbing heat. And then when you blow the flame out and it goes from molten back to solid, it's giving up the heat. So if you could take a solar thermal appliance like evacuated tubes and charge ThermoVault with 1,000,000 BTUs, you just offset 10 gallons of oil. You could tell your oil guy, no delivery this month. I've got the BTUs off of the roof. We have some intellectual property here, and we also have a secret sauce. The PCM that goes inside ThermoVault is a trade secret. We're not going to publish it. We're not going to tell anybody what our formula is. We're going to do just like Coca-Cola. We're going to take our recipe and put it in a safe. We also have a patent application that is ready to be filed. Along with our secret sauce and our proprietary containment system, we think we have some good protections for the product. What are the owner benefits? If you take, this is your boiler, if you take Thermovolt with your boiler, you could reduce it by 20 to 30%. Let's take a scenario. You pay $2,500 a year for oil. If you install Thermovolt, you'll save 25% or $600 a month. If you take Thermovolt and your boiler and put it with solar thermal, you could save 40 to 50%. Same bill, now you're saving $1,100 a year. Same scenario, add some more solar thermal. Get some more BTUs off your roof for nothing, which will displace oil. You could save between 60 and 100% on your oil bill. You're paying $2,500 a year now at today's prices, by the way, because when it goes back up to $5 a gallon, remember what that will be. Say we're going to reduce it by 80%, we're saving $2,000 a year. It puts your entire scenario, your return on investment, within 4 to 5 years. A sizable PV photovoltaic investment will take 10, 15, maybe 20 years to pay for. A solar thermal, which will get rid of your oil bill to the tune of $200, $300 a month, is a much better investment. If you don't do anything, this is what's going to happen. You could see, if you do nothing, the price of oil is just going to keep going up. And you look at this all 25 years. Boy, that's a long time. As Sunshine Solar, we do a lot of service work on solar thermal systems that were installed 25, 30 years ago. They're still in operation. They're still paying dividends to their customers from the Carter years. If you do nothing today, you're going to pay this. If you put in Thermovolt with some solar thermal, you'll pretty much flatline it. This will be your savings. It comes out to some $55,000 over the course of the life of this product, or just save it monthly on your oil bill. Our go-to market, we're going to market to solar installers, dealers, manufacturers, and distributors. That is our sales force. It's a reason for them to sell more flat plates. It's a reason to sell more evacuated tubes. It's a reason to sell more heat pumps. Why? Because you could take all that heat that they generate and you can now store it. Prior to Thermovolt, you would have to have a swimming pool in your basement. Nobody wants that. Now you just have something that could pretty much fit in your linen closet. And it will also store about 1.2 million BTUs. This is our core market that we're going after. We have traction. We are a member of TSEC. We're involved in the Fort Drum and the Ashokan project. We're involved heavily in a couple of PPAs, not out of New York, out of Massachusetts and New Jersey. We do have local installs already. We have a tenant house down in New Paltz. It's functioning perfectly. We actually go back to our office and we look it up on the computer because it reports to us online how the system is doing, and it's working marvelously. We also have some interest from major New England utility companies that are thinking about leasing or renting Thermovolt to their customers on a one-by-one basis. Why? So they can save gas, so they could save fossil fuels. So we have some good traction. Our market approach is simple. We want to crawl before we could walk. We're going to push our product in all of the trade magazines, from Home Power, Solar Power, Photon International, and a Web 2.10 marketing strategy. Again, our market, we want to sell to the installers and dealers. Then they go out and they find all their customers. Solar thermal is a bigger growing market than PV is in this country today. Like we said before, we're also involved in a lot of PPAs. Once the product is recognized and you could realize the payback from Thermovolt, every PPA across the country, when it rolls out across the country, will want this product to reduce fossil fuel consumption across the board. We have competition. One, water is competition. Number two, there's a competitor over in Germany by the name of powertank.de, which looks like, oops, wrong way. Which looks like this. They build it primarily for the industrial space. It is also a petroleum paraffin-based product, which is where Thermovault is a much superior. You get a better bang for your buck. Right up here, you're only doing 4 times water, whereas Thermovault is 10 times water. What does that mean? Instead of having that one tank at 75,000 BTUs, now the tank could hold 750,000 BTUs. Your normal house will use about 4 to 5 gallons a day of oil. 5 times 140,000, 900,000 BTUs. Thermovault could hold 1,000,000 BTUs. So stick the BTUs in there off of your roof and heat your house for nothing. Financial projections, we think they're fairly solid. Then the first group of numbers I would like you to look at is look at our production rates from year to year. This is daily production. So we're only looking to sell 2 to 3 a day from our entire network of dealers and installers. Our EBITDA numbers on the bottom look fairly strong. We go cash flow positive at month 19. Our depth of hole is 1.1 million, and that's in month 11. So we do make a pretty good turn up fairly quickly. Our projected return on investment at year 3 is 1.5 times X. At year 4, it's 3 times, and the return on investment at year 5 would be 5 times. So we feel that's a fairly strong financial projection for Thermovault. Risks and mitigation, we understand customers have to know what they're buying. So we've got an education, and education happens to be the strongest thing we're going to have to push out there. Let people know we could get them off of fossil fuel. No one else is saying we could get you off of fossil fuel. Everyone is saying, yes, we could reduce your electric bill. Well, the bright light in the room is your cell phone and your cable bill costs more than your electric bill. To replace your fuel bill is going to take a lot of education. We understand we have supply interruption. We got redundant vendors. You know, we have backup vendors, so on and so forth. And the big one, the big kahuna on the bottom, undercapitalization. We've been running the business for 2 years. We have some income from our other business, but in order to pull this off, we need a lot more money, and that's one of the risks. Right now, we're looking for $1.75 million. This is the use of funds, what we're going to do with it. Then we're also going to be looking for growth capital when this takes off in future years to come. To wrap up, Thermovault is new. We want to get it out to the market. It's focused on the renewable energy sector. The funding needs have been identified. We have plans for the funds as we've laid out. An experienced management team has been put into place. Thermovault, we feel, will be the new gold standard in the thermal storage and efficiency area. Thank you very much.